It was a long speech.
It was very long, one of the longest ever, hour and 22 minutes.
Third longest ever.
Yeah, exactly.
What stuck out to you, though? Not a lot of economic meat for the CNBC audience.
Right.
But can you admit there were some good moments in there?
Absolutely, yeah. No, he had some damage from the shutdown that he had to undo with his speech. His approval rating had gone down, particularly among women and independents, and I think there were moments in there where he was clearly appealing to those folks who might have soured on him a bit, and particularly that moment where he celebrated all the women in Congress. He did not mention that they're all there, a lot of them are there now as a reaction to him, but that was a nice moment. The remembrance of World War II veterans, there were plenty of tearjerkers, applause lines. Those were good. On the economics, nothing new on China, nothing really new on trade in general, nothing new on policy. As Eamon mentioned, infrastructure, I don't think there's a great chance that we get a big infrastructure bill. So it was more messaging than it was policy.
There were some olive branches that were put out to the Democrats. Let's work together, talk of unity. Yeah. Do you think it'll work, or is it just going to last until the next tweet?
Yeah, it's not going to work. Democrats are not really falling all over themselves to work with this president. The investigations that Democrats have launched into the investigation will continue. I don't think they really buy the line that if you continue to investigate the president, it's going to hurt the economy. That is something that I don't think there's a lot of weight to that. I don't think they're going to abide by that. So this will be something that probably lasts till the next tweet, and then we get back to the business as usual of Republicans and Democrats at each other's throats.
It is so interesting, and I was talking to my wife as we were watching the speech, and I thought, man, there's two Trumps.
Yeah.
You know, last night, there's things in there that people hated, I'm sure, and liked. But last night, the speech, I think, was overall fairly positive, and he did take a conciliatory tone on certain things. And then, of course, we're going to get the tweets. You know they're coming, and it feels like it just undoes some of the goodwill.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you definitely saw in there some of the personal charm that he has that people say they see in Trump when they meet him one-on-one and spend time with him, that he can be very charming, that he can be very engaging. And you saw that in that spontaneous moment where he kind of joked with the female Democrats about how he's got another good applause line.
Don't sit down. You're going to like this one. That's what he said.
I think there are people who watch that who are like, oh, maybe this guy is, somebody that I might like a little bit more than I think I do. But then you're going to get the tweets, and then you're going to get Russian news, and then you're going to get stuff about the wall and maybe another shutdown, and that all gets washed away. So I think a little bit of that did come out. That's probably going to be effective for him. I wouldn't be surprised if his poll numbers go up a little bit after that speech. But there is so much negativity among people who don't like him that they're going to be reminded of why they don't.
Did you? I wish we had it. Did you see Bernie Sanders' face?
I did, yeah.
When he was slamming socialism?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sanders is kind of sitting there like...
Yeah, and there was a very funny tweet last night, Curb Your Enthusiasm on the show, that they overlaid that music on Bernie Sanders reacting to that, grumbling and looking really sour after he hit socialism. But that was an important moment, I think, because when you look at what Democrats are talking about now, a lot of them, higher taxes on the wealthy, talking about buybacks, maybe we try to control what corporations do. Republicans are both worried about the popularity of some of that stuff, but also see an opening in 2020 to go after Democrats as hugely high taxers and anti-corporate and socialists. So that's a preview of 2020.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Mike, because you live near here, so we can actually have like a lunch, or as we call it, breakfast on this show, which is, do you think Trump runs in 2020?
I do. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I would be very surprised.
Was this the first campaign speech?
It was definitely a campaign speech, a MAGA rally speech, a little bit more than it was a State of the Union, and it was an effort to repair damage that he's done with
Did he do
groups.
Did he accomplish?
I think he accomplished it some with women. I think there will be positive reaction there, and with independents who were moving away from him after the shutdown. I don't think it's a huge game changer, but I think it's helpful to him in some areas where he was really suffering.